Okay, so this is a BMW seat out of the 3 Series BMW E30 1987, and I'm going to show you how to easily restore an old seat. There's some wires inside, and everything was ripped and the wire were sticking out through the fabric like this. So anyway, to remove this seat you have to remove some clips that are underneath that hold this cover through these holes, and in other area here where the seat back is attached, you're gonna have to cut it a little bit to remove it like that. Otherwise, if you don't want to cut it, you're gonna have to disassemble the whole seat assembly. Anyway, this can be glued later when you install it back. So after removing this cover, you should put it through a washing machine to get it all cleaned up. Then we have this wires. There's one wire in this padding and one wire in the seat that hold the seat cover down to the foam. And so this is already repaired. You can get a piece of cloth and just sew it to the actual seat to replace the old one, because the old one is all going to be torn apart. If you can't do it yourself, you can take it to any shop that does sewing. You know, it's a very easy job to do. It's not going to cost you much. So it has to be a loop so you can thread this wire through when you install everything back. So any tailor can do that. So anyway, there are some 3 plastic holders also that are usually torn apart. What we can do is, we're gonna use some of the strap to replace those old ones. And you can use any nylon strap from old luggage or old handbag. We're gonna cut a piece like this, and then we're gonna melt it a little bit so it doesn't unwind. Okay, and then we're gonna fold it in half, put some glue in it, and put it on the seat in this fashion and leave it overnight. This glue, it's called Automotive Goop. It's very strong stuff. It will bond this to the seat. I'm going actually to remove part of this cover and glue this directly to the fabric underneath, because this is all loose and turned. It's not going to do anything if you just glue it back onto this fabric. So I'm going to glue it directly to the seat cover like that. And then this nylon straps, you can easily poke them through with the ring that holds the seat cover down. Okay, so this is that. Now we have this foam, and the foam is going to be torn too. Here's another one, and you can see that metal piece, metal wire is coming out. So we're going to take a small screwdriver and some of the glue. We're going to open this up a little bit and push this wire back where it was before, inside the foam. Has to be in all the way. So actually, before do this, I recommend that you wash this whole piece really well, because if you have a cloth interior, all that dirt that is in this foam will slowly soak through, even if you have a clean seat cover. So it's best to wash it out really well before you start gluing things together. And make sure it's all dry, because the glue will not stick to the wet surface. So anyway, I'm going to take some glue, going to open up the crack a little bit and push some glue into the crack like that. And then we're going to close the crack, and we're going to spread the glue all the way throughout this channel to reinforce the foam that hasn't ripped yet. And we're gonna do every single piece of this channel right here, right there, and the same way here where it's, you can see it's all the way cracked. You can see the wire, so you just push that glue in into the open crack and close the crack, and then you just spread more glue over it. This glue will float a little bit down, and it will become a little bit thinner, and will be contoured to this channel. So when this is all done, you can also repair the back of the foam where you have rips, like this one for example. You can see it's all ripped inside from being used for many years. You can do exactly the same thing as with those cracks where the wires are. Spread some glue in there, put it together, and you may want to put some tape or some kind of rope around to hold it together so it has the same shape as it was before. This glue will hold it really well. It's not going to fall apart. So as you can see, here's one of those seats that has been done, and when you put on the pressure on the crack or on the wire, it stays in place. So it's important to have this glue spread all the way on the walls too, to get a better grip. As you can see here, it's already separating a little bit. It will still hold, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add another layer here where I missed a little bit. Just spread that glue very thin over the area. It will bond to the foam, and it will also bond to the existing glue that I already applied there before. So, and you can also do the same thing with the glue inside those holes where those 3 plastic tabs go in, just to reinforce them, because this wire inside, it moves up and down. It will not pull your seat cover well inside if the wire is moving. So it's best to apply some glue in those holes too, to make sure that the wire stays in place.